Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along. It is Monday evening. I just got lost there in my days. And we have the next round of the European Le Mans series. This should be a fun and interesting race. A lot of sign-ups for this one. There's a total of 7 splits. It's only a 38-car grid. I thought it was going to be more than that. So yeah, this should be interesting. It could end up being absolute chaos and mayhem anyway, because we're racing at Spa-Francorchamps, and that seems to bring out the worst in people. It's a multi-class race. There's 3 different classes here in this race. LMP2, the ELMS version of the LMP2s, the LMP3s, which we are going to be racing in, and of course the GT3 cars. And yeah, this is a pretty stacked grid, seeing some big names here already in the lobby. We got Warner, we got Rado, Riboli, Leon's in here, David Gibbons as well. So getting a podium is going to be very tough, but hopefully we can have ourselves a good, fun, interesting race and see if we can actually hold our own against these guys. That's what I'm hoping to do, and hopefully we can get ourselves a decent spot on the grid and have ourselves a good, clean race. It's going to be 100 minutes in total, so an hour and 40 minutes. It's quite a lengthy race. Plenty of time for mistakes to happen, not only to our competitors, but also to ourselves as well. And yeah, this is going to be intriguing. It's going to be exciting, that's for sure. We have got, how long until the session begins? 2 minutes and 20 odd seconds. So yeah, if you're here in the chat, do say hi. Hope you all had a good weekend. Hopefully you're all feeling good and raring to go, ready for the week ahead of us. So yeah, this will be interesting. This shall be interesting, to say the least. Hello, Estobo. Hope you're all good. Good to see you here. Only 9 LMP3s, sorry. Not GT3s. I do kind of wish that this was a bigger grid. I kind of wish there was like 60 odd cars in this one, because it would make it a bit more interesting. But we will see. We shall see. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. We've been fiddling around with the setup for the car in this one. I kind of found something pretty good, certainly for qualifying. I'm happy with the car in quali trim. I'm not too sure about the race. I haven't done any proper race testing with larger fuel loads, so be intrigued to see how that actually goes there. Hopefully things will go smoothly, and we can keep ourselves out of trouble. There's a couple of corners where the car is a little bit skittish, mainly that final corner, the final bus stop chicane. Taking the curves there, the car does just bounce around a little bit, and also out the top of Radion as well. There's a slight little bump that the car seems to have there, so it's a couple of spots that we need to watch out for. The good thing is there's plenty of downforce acting on the car when we go over the crest at Radion, so that's not too much of an issue. We just got to make sure that we're not putting any substantial steering inputs in at the time that we do that. So let's go ahead and bring up the game so you ladies and gents can see, as we get 10 seconds or so before we get rolling. Everything is set, ready for qualifying, and yes indeed we do get 8 tyres for this race. It's not like the WEC experience when we only get 6 tyres for the whole event, which is always interesting and poses strategy conundrums, I guess you can say. So yeah, let's see what this race has got in store for us. Have any of the LMP3s gone out? Nope, not yet. They're all sat there in the pit lane, and similar to what I'm doing. So I'm going to do a quick bit of mental gymnastics and counting in my head. Okay. Probably head out fairly soon. So yeah, a few people are heading out onto the track now. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. It's quite a hot one, as you can see, in terms of temperature. 38 degrees track, 22 degrees ambient. This is due to be a dry race. There shouldn't be any rain or anything at all throughout the entirety of the race, so we don't have to worry about that. It's literally just looking after the car, looking after the tyres, because it's quite easy to lock up here in this car. The braking isn't so great around this track, so that is something that we're going to have to be wary of, as well, of course, the traffic that we'll be dealing with throughout the race, both in terms of the GT3s, where we have our main advantage over them in the corners, but then also the LMP2s, which have a little bit more downforce than we do, have quite a bit more straight line speed. So expect a bit of chaos and carnage when the multi-classness starts to happen. Indeed, the t-shirt is appropriate for the weather forecast in this race. It is meant to be super dry, nice and warm. Just taking it steady here on this outlap as to not eat too much into the tyres. Are you guys seeing slight frame drops at all? Kind of seeing it here on my end going through some of the corners. Even though the FPS looks good. It's a little bit annoying. Hopefully those do ease off and we'll be alright. Okay, we've got 3 flying laps worth of fuel, so let's go now with this this first bank lap and see if we can actually get a good solid one in without locking up. There's a very small minor one there, but that's fine. It's not going to trouble us too much. Looking good on your end. Okay, cool. So there is that little bump that I was talking about when we were sat in the garage, that top of Radeon. Just hopping over that curb. I'm going to bring the tyres up to temperature, but I don't want to take too much out of them. So this is a bit of a balancing act here on this first lap. It's definitely a steady out lap, that was for sure. Nice to see a mix of Ligiers and Ginettas here in this race. I think the Ligiers are more fuel efficient. They are better on the brakes. They're also better over curbs as well. So they're all things to watch out for. And a 12.3 from David already on the first lap. Jesus Christ. 12.7 is my PB. So he's obviously found a lot. And I saw him in practice yesterday, and his fastest at the time was a 12.5. So that's a bit alarming, as is that See what I mean about the bouncing? Thankfully we managed to hold on to that. So, first lap steady. Let's see if we can push a little bit more here on this one and make up some more time. At the moment, we will gain one position with the time that we've already gained through turn one. Stay a little bit wide here through the kink, just so the car doesn't completely bottom out in that slight little dip and bit of camber that's there. Taking a bit more curb this time. Ooh, someone's stuffed up already. E2's already into the pits. They must have had a crash at the top of Radion or something like that on their actual lap. And obviously protecting tyres to not go any further. So they've probably got quite big flat spots on theirs. So that should be a position that we can gain. And 11.6. Those dev hacks. Leon's done a 12.5. I think a 12.5 is certainly achievable. There we go. Seven tenths off. See if we can improve further. Oh, engine's hot. Did not think of that when closing up the radiators. I thought I'd be okay. About 10th down here. Not a great pull on. We're lurking there or thereabouts. Can we go final chicane here? Yes, we can. Right, provisional P3. That I'm pretty happy with. That is pretty good. Right, let's do that. Go ahead and put those back where we want them. Let's go ahead. And also go to the human pit stop. So, BRB. God damn it. One's gone quicker. Raboli. Popped himself in there. Back a couple of... well, a spot. Pretty close though. Pretty tight. Just good to see. Right. Make a couple of adjustments here.
And drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Okay, I think everything else is all good. Start on brand new fresh tyres. Indeed, we are starting P4, which is good. I'm happy with that. A couple of cars in front to slipstream, so yeah, should be interesting. A couple of streamers in here. So hold on, Boothby. Obviously, Gibbon's got his 397 tag. Jardier starting there, MP6. Yeah, what a grid this is. What a race this will be. Be tough. It'll be tough. Hello, Luca. How's it going? Don't think I want to make any other changes to the car. We should be good from here on out. So 45 laps. Set ourselves for some new mediums in the pit stop. Why do I still have my rookie badge? Should be a trusted driver. Trying to get myself comfy.
Formation lap has started.
Right. Let's see how this goes. Alright, turn the music off. So we're all set, ready to go. Hopefully there'll be no carnage on the exit of turn 1 from all the LMP2s. Looks like we're in a good spot here.
Green flag, green flag.
Good reaction to the lights. Oh, 3 wide. Pretty tight, but we make it on through. And we're up into P3. Someone needs to get in front of Gibbons. Slow him down. Got a bit of a run here. Well, that was a bit unnecessary. Oh my god, Leon! Leon coming through with the mega slipstream. Back in the P4. That's fine. We can work with this. Just chill whilst everything comes up to temperature. Oh my god. I cannot believe he went for that gap still, even though I was closing that down. What the hell was that? Gibbons just checking out off into the distance. So this is a fight for P2 now. The only thing I'm obviously nervous about is the car been in this section. We've got a little bit of rear end damage, but it's going to be very, very light. Yeah, that was his problem. He didn't lift. I made it clear early enough that I was going to be closing that gap down, yet he still just wanted to stick his nose in there. We're going to have some good slipstream here. Yeah, Gibbons is insanely quick. And his pace is quicker than I was expecting it to be. Ribbo's going to have some good slipstream here. Give me side draft. Nothing I can do. Yeah, that is the problem. Or he's slower in the turns. Hopefully the one in front is really trying to push here and is using a lot of tyre. Oh, messy from both myself and Ribbo. Warner's coming into the fray. Hopefully I'm not too far back to get some slipstream. I'm not going to be close enough to make a move. Yeah, too far back here. Never mind. That's a bit messy. Well, it seems like, weirdly, we had a really good qualifying. And have kind of out-qualified ourselves a little bit. So don't go in Blanchimont. Choppersaurus? Really? That's unlucky. Wait, who are you in game? Oh god. Stuffed up the braking there. Really badly. Yeah, everybody has picked up some pace. That and will also been making a couple of mistakes, not being quite as tidy as I want to be. Warner's gonna pick us off here. Ah! The incident, I think, was between me and you. I got robbed of the Red Bull. Unlucky. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Yeah, it must have been Rado then that was trying to go down the inside of me. Coming into Puon here, and I squeezed over to the left, yet he still tried to stick his nose in there where there wasn't really going to be any sort of gap. And then there was a tiny bit of contact between the two of us, and he lost control of his car. That's really unfortunate you got caught up in that. Yeah, if I was him, I would have lifted. Yeah, he had a good run, but that gap was closing all day long, and Puon's not really a move or a good spot for overtaking. Right, let's see if we can close back in on these guys in front here. Ah, that really sucks. And yeah, once people smell blood, that's it. Everyone's like sharks. It gets a bit crazy. Alright, let's see if we can use Warner here to close up on the guys up in front. The problem is we're losing quite a lot of downforce there in Puon. Not quite getting the line right at the moment. No. Sick. Just a little too eager on the throttle. At least we didn't really damage the tyres doing that. So slow speed. Or was that such a slow speed that we got away with it a bit, but obviously we've gone and lost over 10 seconds now. Still, 1 hour and 25 minutes to go. Let's see what is in store for the remainder of the race. problem is we're all so equally matched that until traffic, it's going to be very, very hard to be making any real ground here. Down the front a little too early there. Way too late on the brakes. The only person we were faster than on that previous lap was Warner. That's a better final chicane. Looks like Weeks had a moment. For the exit of it. interesting bit of chat there. Sound like Biffy might be getting involved with an MP2 or something like that. Yeah, MP2s are coming for us. Yeah, we're losing ground to the cars in front. Second on that lap. There we go, not losing any ground. Except for understeer there and pull on. Let's hope the LMP2s cause a little bit of havoc for the guys in front. Jaws. Jeez. Pushing it tight there. Oh, Leon's in a battle. Ribbo, side by side. Seeing positions change and flicker that. Hopefully this guy doesn't do anything stupid. It's not lovely. Oh, jeez. Gibbons into the 212s. Slipstream. Getting pretty fortunate with the traffic so far. Cheers, Jonah. Yeah, it was fine. So it didn't really affect me at all. Just ran wide, picked up a half a point track limits warning. But it's the first one of the race, so all is good. Oh, slow LMP2. Oh, we've got GT3s mixed in now. Or a GT3. Catching the cars in front, this is good. Just trying to make it clear to the LMP2s as to where I want them passing me on which sides. Just trying to communicate that early enough. Warner made a mistake. Cool. Cheers for the info. Yeah, I see him now. 2 seconds ahead to the swap paces with Weeks. I thought that was Weeks in front of me. Not Warner. Wonder if Warner's got some damage. Seems to be a little bit slower in his recovery at the moment. Ah. Cheers for the update on that, Douglas. I did wonder if his tyres were mullered. So that would explain his lack of pace at the moment. You can see it as well. He got a bit of a moment there in the chicane. A little hesitant on the throttle and exit as well. One more LMP2? 2 more. Unless one has retired. Yeah. One, no. Yes. One LMP2 has retired. So we've just got one more. Oh! Bye-bye, Warner. That's really unfortunate. Alright, back into the top 5. Yeah, mid-14s. Try and close that gap back down. 15 seconds to Leon and P2. Might get lucky with the GT3 here. Catch them just in the right place and at the right time. Yep, we are. Beautiful. Should clear him by Blanchimont. We will. Pretty easy. Nice lap there. Ribbo's closing back in on Leon. I did think last time going through that corner was too good to be true. In the sense that I absolutely nailed it and I'm probably not ever going to improve on that. How are we doing on tyre? Doing pretty good, to be fair. Definitely questioning as to whether we actually need to change tyres in this race. Pace definitely seems consistent enough to not suggest that we don't need to change tyres. Only update, fellow Yorkshire people, I'm not from Yorkshire. I'm down south, mate. There are GT3s coming into the mix now. You stop overdriving the entry to that corner. Not too sure how I pick up track limits morning there when losing time. Messy lap. Right when they're all in traffic as well. And I needed a good clean lap. Thank you for the lift. Appreciate that. Taking ground to the cars in front now. Hopefully we get the Mustang before the chicane. Please. No is the answer. Oh god, this is painful now. Not what I wanted. Yeah, lost a huge amount of time on that previous lap. Over a second to the car in front. Almost a second and a half. Must be getting so lucky with the traffic. That's the problem with prototypes versus GTs. GTs are much better on the brakes. Ooh. Ribbo's had some issues and lost a whole bunch of time there. Perhaps that's what that yellow flag was about. As there was a slow GT3 rejoining the circuit, so maybe there was contact between the two of them. Bit aggressive with the curb there, but that was the fastest way that I was going to get through and past that guy. GT3's into the pits. Thank God. It's going to save us time here. Alright, big question is, do we change tyres in this pit stop or not? Jensen's saying no. Oh, Jardier is killing GT3s. Oh dear. Another GT3 into the pit lane. It's helping us nicely in the sense that we're not having to deal with making our way through them. Potentially losing time in the corners. So is Jensen the only person who thinks that we shouldn't change tyres? All the other voices agree. They're in good condition, no flat spots. That's the tyre wear. Obviously, pace is good at the moment, but fuel load is quite low, which is helping out significantly because the LMP3s get significantly quicker on lighter fuel. But like the tyres feel good. It'll save me 12 seconds in the start plus the warm-up phase. Just curious as to whether anyone else is gonna change tyres and suddenly pace comes alive or something like that. Oh, Gibbons in the garage. What's happened there? Yeah. Yeah, the front tyres are definitely wearing more, but there's corners where I'm pushing the tyre a little bit. I assume so. Lap 25. Remember that, chat? One of the laps to look at and double check to see what happened. Dion's on for another race win. If he can hold it together. What happened now in the pit? Don't know, but now is not going to be the time for a pit stop. Yeah, I saw that he was in the garage last time coming around through here. Not too sure what happened to him. Back out. He might have added it, just a disconnect then. Jardier's spinning. Oh. That sucks. That's going to hurt us all the way along this straight now. Nope. We just lost a bit of time in the chicane, I think. Yellow flag. LMP2. Bowley's lost time. Alright, one more lap. Don't want to go down a whole degree. If it was half a degree, then yeah, I'd certainly consider it, but not a whole one. Or do we risk it? Do we go for that one-click change, considering the difference in front tyre wear versus rear? Tell you what, why not? Let's give it a go. We've got 45 seconds to the car behind. We've got a podium to gain, not a lot to lose. Yeah, I can feel it in the force feedback that in certain corners the front is washing a bit. But we won't change tyres. That's very safe. Right. See what we can do. 35 minutes in rain. Fuel only. The other guys are still going round. Leon's not changing tyres. So I think we're making the right call here. Right. Just hope that the car's not now an oversteery mess. Feels pretty safe through that. Yeah, exactly. But we gained 2 seconds on Leon in the pit stop. Oh dear. Yep, heavier fuel load. Definitely feel that. They're not really feeling the wing difference at the moment. Which is good. It's just car's obviously feeling heavier from having all the fuel back in. Me having to readjust and get used to it again. Right, Raboli's in the pits. Weeks is going again for another lap. So Weeks was fuel saving. Will he change tyres though? Will Raboli change tyres? Raboli has not changed tyres. But we are definitely closer. Yeah, we're a second faster in the pit stop. Straight in, bit of time lost there, but okay. "30 minutes to go. Weeks in the pits. Where is he going to come out?" Very close to Riboli. Yeah, 47 seconds in the pit lane. Charles going to get me before Blanchemont this time? Yeah, looks like it. Lost a bit more speed and momentum there than I wanted. Never mind. Obviously better to be safe than sorry. Making sure they were getting through cleanly was the main thing. You guys pushing again? Yeah, they do need a bit more power. Or I do wish they had a bit more power. Because, obviously, they're modelled accurately. Yep, exactly that, Luca. Then again, European Le Mans Series is a series that's a bit of a training ground and a step up into WEC, but even the LMP3s in there and GT3 drivers say that they could do a bit more because the slowest LMP3 drivers do kind of get tangled up a little bit with the faster and fastest GT3s. Obviously they stagger the starts a little bit more than they do here, so there is a bit more of a gap and they don't quite merge in at the start of the race, but the pace is overall very similar at the two ends of the field, should I say. Please don't go for it. Yeah. It's nice to see that the LMP2s haven't been too crazy for us in and around in this race. Or 15s for the cars in front. Honestly, GT3 struggles. Hopefully we can have a bit of luck on our side here. Help us close more. Oh, Leon's had some issues and lost some time on this lap. That was a little messy, but at least we got through. $2.16 for Leon. Closing in on the cars in front. Just need to be doing it quicker. understeer. We're pushing, trying to close in. Guys in front are going to experience GT3s on the next lap. Tires feel good. The fronts are probably still getting warm, more warm than the rears. As yeah, I can feel them pushing. Yeah, 10% now. Difference in delta. Did they just change positions? Yeah, he is still scrubbing. It's mainly on the exit of corners where it's doing it. Again, we're catching this Mustang here in this in the chicane. So they're scrubbing a tiny bit there on the exit when I really push. That time was fine. They scrub on the exit here. And on the exit there. And then coming through pull on. It's mainly on the exit of corners. Entries are good. Mid corners are good. But you can hear them squealing a little bit. So through here seems to be fine. There. See, it just picks up a bit of understeer. I don't know if it's just a P3 thing. It might be a P3 thing around this circuit. I could probably dye that out a little bit. Rear of the car does feel very stable. Also probably picking up a little bit of wear from micro locking. Yeah, my front toe was 0. Which is effectively what the default setup is. Weeks and Riboli side by side. Where? And they've got GT3s to contend with, so they're going to get a bit desperate and forceful here. The group earlier looks like a good battle. Yeah. And the annoying thing is I lost about 10.5, 11 seconds with the spin earlier, which would put me in P2. Maybe at Le Mans used plus 0.18. Oh, and then a bit early that. So positive in the front And it was a bit understeer, you say? Ooh. As in late corner. Positive in the front, as in late corner, the car was understeery. Right. Gotcha. I say the thing that probably would fix late corner understeer would be a stiffer rear end. Reducing the amount of squat that the rear does when getting on power. I mean, I have a third spring in the car on the rear. Try and help with the bottoming out going through Eau Rouge mainly, and it will help in the higher speed corners. Evo's absolutely flying. 12-2. He's doing quali laps, trying to catch P6 and P5 in front. It might. It's going to be a big ask. 30 seconds to get P5 in 10 minutes. That's going to be tough. Right, now we should get this guy before the chicane, picking up slipstream. Weeks closing in on Leon. That P2 and P3 might be both closing in on Leon. .24 seconds on P2. Yep, 30 seconds in fact. No, I'm not going to get booth people before the Rouge and Radeon. How frustrating is that? Oh, too much curb. Gravel. Yeah, I know. The gap is 29 seconds between P1 and P2 in LMP2. How do I know? Secret information. There's additional information that I can see on my screen that you can't. So I stream in a 16:9 aspect ratio, but I'm playing in 21:9. And outside of the stream window is a bigger, more detailed leaderboard where I can see additional information. It's Race Labs I'm using. But yeah, I can see the top 3 of every class. And then I can see about 15 to 20 leaderboard entries for the class that I'm in, but obviously there's only 9 of us, so I don't see them all. Video to come on it in the future. Unnecessarily tight, mate. I need to stop having slow laps when everyone else is having slow laps. Gibbon's done an 11.9. Can he actually make it to the end though? That is the question. I appeared on lap 30, like everyone else did. So we took the normal pit stop, so yeah, he'll be going to the end from there. Level 1. Alright, question is, has everyone got the fuel to go to the end? I imagine so. I doubt anyone's misfueled. I mean, I was right on that inside curb. I couldn't really try and get any tighter than I was. One minute remaining. Race leaders on their final lap. Messi, all Riboli's had a moment as well. It's not gonna work. Try to, never mind. Well, Gibbo's managed to recover back up into P6, but it's not got the time to get P5. Give us one more lap. It would be nice to get one more lap. Yep, Leon's done it. Another win. smashing out the results for these. Well, glad we got there in the end, but a little bit frustrating because we could have been, should have been on the podium, I reckon. 12% difference. That is pretty crazy. Right, I really need to lose a BRB. Alright, there we go. Damn. Yeah, Gibbo did have a disconnect. That's really unfortunate. Leon getting another race win, or class win. Alright, let's go and take a look at the results and the replay, because there's a few bits to look at. Now we did game rank, lovely. Good haul of points. 305. So 13-6 against the 13-1, and a 11-9 by David is just ridiculous. He's obviously lost quite a bit of rating because he was gold 1 coming into this race. That's really unfortunate for him. Overall, I said we were P19? Yeah, we're P19. 903 points. There we are. Now, I think obviously we'll gain some positions here because a whole bunch of people in front of us have all done all 4 races, and that's currently calculating into their score. And Leon is basically our next target at 951. Is quite a way ahead. Yeah, all of his races have been over 300 points scored. We've only had 2 that are just into 300s. He's doing a lot better than us there. And again, I think we will be Noah Gibbons, P2 in UK. And we're 14th there. Right, let's go and take a look at the replay. How many rounds get dropped? Just one round. Be minor. So obviously the race that I missed out on, round 2, is going to be my drop round. And there's a few other people, obviously, their lowest scores will get dropped. But yeah, let's take a look at the replay because we've got a race start to look at. We know that Gibbons just DC'd. Was it lap 18? There was an incident, Warner? Was it 20? I think lap 25 is the lap that Gibbons disconnected. If I remember. Ooh, excuse me, if I remember correctly. Indeed, I am in. Yeah, I haven't got any more races to fall back on. It's the same in WEC Experience as well, and I was umming and ahhing about redoing that last Thursday's race, but the Sunday we were too busy to give another attempt at it. I thought it was originally on the second slot was on the Saturday. It wasn't. It was on the Sunday. So yeah, I wasn't able to do it, so I had to take the hit of the P14 in that one, and not too many points scored, or as many points as I would have liked. Oh, dear me. It is a bit of a shame, but that's the way it goes. It's kind of the whole purpose of these online championships. It's very much like a championship. If you have a bad race, then you got to do what you can in the remaining races to make up for that. Right, let's take a look at this race start. So we got really lucky here. The fact that it went to more rolling start phase here, and yeah, Douglas got a little bit screwed over out of position. Oh my god. I was getting told to slow down in the chicane. Yeah, that's when the phase changed for me as well, but obviously going through the left-hander, that being on the inside for that, the shorter route, obviously allowed me to gain some ground. Pretty unfortunate, but that was very, very close between us in turn one there. I hate that it goes forward when I press that button trying to change the camera view a little bit. So I got a good run on Riboli here. Oh, a bit of contact, but Leon behind just absolutely stormed onto the back of us. And then this gap just about opened up for him because a half facilitated it. That could have ended badly, but oh, there's a bit of contact there. Didi managed to hold on. And yeah, that was a huge run. I think I actually lifted a little bit going through Eau Rouge. Yes, a little flutter on the throttle there, as you can see. So Nix, thank you very much for subscribing. Yeah, Leon pretty much brute forced his way through there. So wide. That's where my damage came from then. That hit on the rear. Yeah, most likely. I say the contact model and netcode here in Le Mans Ultimate is very, very good. And the guy behind got a monster run. Yeah, no overlap. So you can just about see him here coming into the picture, and then like I am probably as far left as I could possibly go, saying no, you're not coming down the inside, and he's still looking. And then that was him dying because of that, and then damn, Douglas got caught big time in the rearview mirror. No, wrong way. No, that was the right way. Yeah, that was... pretty silly of him. Does he actually go onto the brakes? So he's lost it. Obviously trying to fight and regather the car, and he... doing a little braking, not much. Obviously when you're on the grass, you are pretty much going to just slide. So I can see that he's obviously trying to manage the brakes and not lock up and just slide forwards. Damn. No. There we go. Oh yeah, that was really unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time. Alright, I don't think there was another time that I actually got an opportunity to go for a move. I don't think. So yeah, we're getting close in places. Yeah, that's it's really unfortunate. I think we both had. There was like 5-6 people here in this lobby who could have not won it, because Gibbon's pace is ridiculous, but 5 or 6 of us that could have been on the podium outside of Gibbo. It's pretty crazy. And then this was quite a nice move, but I could see why Riboli didn't really fight it too much. Hey Dot, it went alright. P4 should have been a podium, and a silly mistake, which dropped me 10 seconds. Bad. 11 seconds. But yeah, it's too vulnerable here with Riboli that close behind, and obviously in hindsight, I think running too much rear wing as well. So he was able to get a good run here, and I was just saying that there's nothing I could do to fight this one. Would have been a bit too audacious to try and go back down the inside there. Right, Warner, what happened to you? We'll take a look at our spin in a bit as well. 19. Aha, this lap. perhaps? Ooh! That was a bit forceful. I mean, the guy behind is very close. Did kind of send it down the inside there. Oh. Caught up with LMP2s. That was a good move. Must have been before this, I think, because I'm not that far off the back. That was a little forceful there. Yeah, I believe it was a bit further back then. Aha! Both the cars in front. Trying to go for a switchback. Around the outside. Switch back under again. Drive off the exit. Oh. That's where. Damn. Yeah, absolutely murdered tyres. What is that LMP2 doing? P2. That was... Yeah. Dodgy. Jard's would have seen that. Yeah, two LMP3s too close together there. There's no way in hell they're getting through, and just absolutely murdered him. That is true. I can't lose in time. This is Jar's move on us. You're lucky I didn't turn in there, Jards. Because, yeah, usual turn-in point. There's not really an overlap, I wouldn't have said. Still, it was quite fun to go side by side. But yeah, a little cheeky. There it is. Silly little spin. Yeah, just a little too eager on the throttle. Thankfully, it didn't do any damage to the tyres, and there was plenty of space to turn around and rejoin without damaging the tyres further. Second gear. Ah, good point. That was second gear, you're right. So I wouldn't have had my usual pickup in revs, which probably would explain why I went on throttle harder and more aggressively. Yeah, so I actually got more aggressive on throttle here. I think also that the line was pretty poor. But when you get hard on the throttle, you can see the traction control system's kicking in. It's that flicker there. That's TC. So yeah, TC's obviously working at that point. Again, and then yeah, just second, no TC, and that was enough to spin us around. Overriding it at times. Or I lean into it, yeah. Or I manage to hook up the traction enough that traction control doesn't kick in on the exit. I don't have it set to a button to disable on corner exits, which I know some esports drivers do. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there was really too much else to really cover in the race. But yeah, it is what it is. Nope, I don't do it, Luca. I just ride and lean into the traction control. If traction control doesn't engage, then it's because I haven't the traction control hasn't felt like it needed to kick in and interfere. Otherwise, I don't have a button on my steering wheel for it. I've got lights, flashlights, mute and unmute my Discord mic, recenter track IR, ignition, start. I've got a spare button, to be fair, wipers, hit limiter, and then one other button that is also spare. So I could, if I wanted to, do it, but I don't. It feels like too much faff to do, so I leave it as is and don't really mess around with that sort of thing. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this evening. As usual, we'll have our race Thursday. I'm hoping I can be working on a video tomorrow and see if we can get one out this week, which will most likely be the tools that I use to help improve lap times here on Le Mans Ultimate and iRacing, or sim racing in general, which will cover the race lab stuff that I mentioned earlier and the additional information that I'm able to see that you can't see on the stream, as well as a few other useful tips and bits of software and stuff here that I'd recommend getting. So I'll try and get that video out either this week or next. That is the main one that I want to be working on. But otherwise, the live streams will continue as usual. Excuse me. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I hope to see you again on Thursday. Please leave this live stream a like and look after yourselves. Until then, have fun, stay safe, take care.